省哦，由3餐变2餐，或者是3餐变1餐。
Jadi anak-anak before ni daily boleh makan ayam, sekarang seminggu 3 kali macam tu lah makan ayam.
Most of my friends, bila I tanya, they say, we don't eat sayur anymore lah.
Hi there, I am Nur Nasiha binti Muhammad Fazli and welcome to another episode of Malaysia Economic Challenge. Today we'll talk about the rising price of goods in the last general election complaint. About the rising cost of living was one of the main issue raised. It is noteworthy that the issue of rising goods price is not unique nowadays. While the supply of food has held up well to date, the price have surged significantly.
The price has increased 10% per kilo.
According to Department of Statistics Malaysia (DOSM), the surge in the price of commodities in October 2021 has contributed to spike in the index of crude material for further processing that a new high with 40.4% increase yearly in October 2021 as compared to negative 13.2% in October 2020. The increase was attributed by the indicators of non-material food at 49% and foodstuff and feedstuff at 5.9%. The intermediate material supplies and components also climbed at 11.7%. To understand the cost of living first, we have to understand what is the Consumer Price Index or CPI. It measures a basket of goods and services that everyone uses: food, transportation, housing, and so on. This is how the government measures the cost of living in Malaysia. The one with the biggest impact for everyone is food, which is why the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs is doing a supply chain analysis to understand why food is expensive. In October 2020, this is show the negative 0.6% due to an increase in processed fuel and lubricant at 21.9% and material and components for manufacturing at 12% indicates. At the moment, Malaysians were shocked by the rising price of essential goods. The increase in demand as a result of the recovery in economic activity is expected to cause the price of essential goods to continue to rise over the next 2 months. The Economist magazine also reported that the world food price have surged to a 6-year high in December and will likely keep rising going into 2022. Due to the very supply chain disruption that has been created, we also looked down. Basically, some suppliers scale down or close down for food. It's very difficult. It's a lengthy process to go back to the pre-pandemic situation when the demand starts to pick up again, and then of course there are also climate conditions related with the production of vegetable and so on. Another factor that lead to higher price in daily necessities such as eggs include the rising cost for animal feed and shortage of workers. As for the high in the price of vegetable, this was due to the northeast monsoon transition coupled by flood and landslide in Cameron Highlands recently. The relevant issue of manpower shortage and high global fertilizer price were also some of factors that lead to high. Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob also announced an allocation of extension amounting to RM262 million to help farmers affected by the increase in fertilizer and pesticide price. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Industry, Mafi, is constantly monitoring the food supply chain, including to identify the cause of rising food price, especially vegetable and livestock in the market at this time. To curb this issue, the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs will implement the Jualan Keluarga Malaysia or Malaysian Family Sale program, starting this Saturday by offering the selling price of basic consumer necessity from 15 to 20% cheaper than the market price. Therefore, how do we address the issue at hand? In order to cover the rise in good price, practical measures need to be implemented, starting with restoring confidence in business. So, they will scale up their supply, which is introducing special trade corridors to allow foreign products to enter country and rebalance supply. Second, we must reopen to hiring of foreign workers because there is shortage of workers in not only in the agriculture industry but in many critical sectors the Malaysian economy. And the most important element is creating confidential. And lastly, we need supply to scale up again way. It was before the benefit is not going to happen if entrepreneur supply still believe the lockdown may happen again. So demand be pushed down again. So more clear signals need to be sent in the direct of creating confidence that the workers is over and we can start normalizing our economy. In reality, this is not a problem to be treated lightly, and authorities should pay close attention to it so that consumer rights are protected. My news appears to be coming to a close. I am Nurasiha binti Mama Fadli. Thank you for watching and be well.